Major takeover development from Liverpool emerges, FSG may leave sooner than expected. A new takeover development for Liverpool has emerged, and it could happen that Fenway Sports Group is leaving the club sooner than originally expected. An official bid for the Reds is expected next month, according to a report by The Telegraph. This goes for Manchester United as well, because it is said that the auctions for England's two biggest clubs are currently in full swing. It had previously been suggested that any progress on the Liverpool takeover would likely come towards the end of the year. However, it now appears that FSG may have a realistic proposal on the table in February. As a result, this is a sign that the American owners are leaving sooner than originally expected. They thought that at the end of 2023 they would still be included in some capacity. While there's always the possibility of minority investment in the club, the Telegraph's report marks a full takeover as both parties talk about auctions. The official proposal is expected to be made next month. While this is indeed positive for Liverpool, it seems a bit odd news to come out. It doesn't make sense for a potential investor to leak their bid for the club. This is especially true in cases where the offer will not be made anytime soon. If the bid had been expected next week, it would have made much more sense, as it would not give the opponents a chance to beat them when making the first bid. So it's likely that they know more than the sources allow. Potentially this could mean that the Reds are already taking an approach and the deal is further along than the public knows. Either way, after this development, news is expected to emerge next month. It is not yet clear whether these negotiations will proceed smoothly. An earlier than expected bid could get FSG out the door sooner than originally thought. Currently, the FSG management is blamed, in part, for the bad situation at Liverpool, because they did not make transfer budgets and expensive transfers as high as rival teams during their management period. While a major overhaul is expected this season, fans are not expecting high from FSG management, and frankly, they are not dreaming big. It is hoped that the new owners will spend more as FSG takes over. Maybe this change will pave the way for Liverpool to make dream signings and play for the Championship again next year. Fabrizio Romano claimed that the new midfielder will be targeted. Trusted transfer expert Fabrizio Romano said he expects Liverpool to sign a new midfielder in the next few days. It's no secret that the Reds have been far from their usual pace this season, and their recent defeat at Brighton saw them drop to 9th place in the Premier League. It's also no secret that the club's midfield position, along with names like Jordan Henderson and Fabinho, are perceived as their major weakness. But the good news for Liverpool fans is that journalist Romano believes the club will soon try to take action for a new option in the middle of the park. The transfer expert said, "Is there something for Liverpool? I expect them to try a new midfielder in the coming days." Jude Bellingham seems to be the big name linked to his transfer to Liverpool. However, this deal seems more likely to happen in the summer, as Borussia Dortmund does not want to sell in January. And if that rules out a move for the Englishman anytime soon, the club will be pursuing some alternative goals over the next week. No matter who they are chasing, it's pretty clear for the Reds that some new options are needed in the middle of the park, so the sooner a deal can be made the better. Liverpool's top 4 chances are dwindling, and if they can't get into the top 4 at the end of the league, there could be a big danger in the summer reinforcements. Liverpool are considering move for Ruben Neves. According to the Daily Mirror, Liverpool are making an approach this month for Wolverhampton Wanderers midfielder Ruben Neves. The Merseyside Giants had a disastrous Premier League season and suffered an embarrassing loss in the last game against Brighton and Hove Albion. This was their 6th loss in the Senior Flight campaign, and they are already 10 points behind the Champions League standings. The midfield has been invaded by several rival teams, and coach Jürgen Klopp is looking for an immediate solution. According to the Daily Mirror, Liverpool are planning a move for Neves, who is now in the last 18 months of his contract with Wolves. Wolves reportedly may sell it this month rather than wait until summer, when its transfer value may drop further. Neves looks like a long-term target for Liverpool. First, when the Wolves were promoted to the Premier League, Liverpool became associated with this transfer. There has been constant speculation since then, and Liverpool now have the opportunity to sign him in the current transfer window. The Daily Mirror claims that Klopp is a big fan of the Portuguese actor. Liverpool are planning moves for him this month to avoid a bidding war with Newcastle United. Eddie Howe's side is also interested in the £70 million star, but they are only looking at a summer deal. Neves could be a great buy for Liverpool with its excellent all-round features. The 25-year-old is one of the best defensive midfielders in senior flight and puts in an impressive performance with his tackles, interceptions and action in and around the box. There is also the threat of a set piece. The midfielder has 4 goals in the Premier League this season. His ability on set pieces will be another boost for Liverpool. He will also not need time to adjust at Liverpool, as he has already made 160 Premier League appearances with the Wolves. He can add a lot of dynamism in a season where Liverpool's midfield is slumped and full of injuries. Naby Keita will be making a free transfer from Liverpool this summer. Liverpool have reportedly decided to allow Naby Keita to leave the club on a free transfer. The 27-year-old's current deal with the Reds is expected to expire at the end of June. This means that it is currently free to negotiate a transfer with foreign clubs. Keita has made 123 appearances for Liverpool since arriving from Leipzig in 2018. In the process, he scored 11 goals and recorded 7 assists. However, he struggled greatly to make his mark on Jürgen Klopp's side. Injuries and lack of form made it difficult for him to secure a regular spot in the starting squad. Keita has just recovered from a hamstring problem and has appeared in Liverpool's last 4 Premier League games against Aston Villa, Leicester City, Brentford and Brighton and Hove Albion. According to Football Insider, Liverpool recently had talks with the midfielder about an extension of his current deal and the club were reluctant to lose him for anything at the end of the season. However, the report claims that the Merseyside Giants have now pulled the plug on contract negotiations and Keita will therefore be leaving at the end of June on a free transfer. It is believed that Liverpool wanted the Guinea national team player to take a substantial salary cut to stay at Anfield due to his poor injury record. Keita played the final 22 minutes of his team's 3-0 loss to Brighton in the Premier League on Saturday afternoon, replacing Fabinho in the final stages of the competition. In fact, looking back at last season, Keita left behind the season in which he played the most in his Liverpool career. The Guinean star played a total of 40 games last season and had his most stable season. Moreover, he scored 4 goals and made 2 assists. After this performance, expectations were high at the beginning of this season and Keita was now expected to be a top team player and not relinquish the jersey. However, things went the other way around. Keita has only just joined the team after suffering an injury earlier this season and has therefore shown that Klopp should not trust him. The club hasn't gotten what it paid for and it looks like a painful separation at the end of the season.